Hey everyone, my name is Kyle and welcome back to SkuezTech Studios. So it's been about 7 months since I last showcased a budget-oriented gaming PC build. But for those of you who are anxiously waiting for me to create a new one, I have your backs because just over my spring break, I was able to create an excellent $420 budget build with a new set of parts that will be able to deliver excellent performance for budget users and everyday users. So if any one of you guys are interested in building this PC, all the part links are down in the description box below, and if you're curious to see how you can upgrade this system into a monster machine, stay tuned to the end of the video and be sure to have your wallet ready. So to begin the build, I swapped the original AMD FX 8320 processor for an Intel Pentium G4560. Looking at the specs, this is a dual-core 4-threaded processor running at 3.5 GHz with a 14nm manufacturing process. Now you shouldn't underestimate the Pentium's processing power, because with Intel's improved capability architecture, it actually has the capability to match or surpass the 8-core FX chip. In one benchmark I'm showing you guys right now, the Pentium G4560 was able to deliver 63 frames per second in Grand Theft Auto 5 with high settings 1080p and DX11 when compared to the FX 8320 with only 55 FPS. Translating the numbers, the Pentium was able to perform 13% faster than its AMD counterpart, and given the amount of processing power that's being sold at $60 at most retailers, this makes it a killer processor for this budget gaming PC. Now for the graphics card, I decided to get the Gigabyte Radeon RX 460 not only because of its $75 price tag, but also about how much performance that this tiny GPU can deliver. For multiple benchmarks since its initial release, this graphics processor can play a large majority of esports titles at 1080p 60 frames per second, and at the same time, it can deliver better quality visuals for the same price as an Xbox One or PlayStation 4. Now this benchmark, the NVIDIA GTX 950 GPU is the equivalent part used in both gaming consoles, and here we can see that in Far Cry Primal in 1080p ultra settings, the RX 460 and its counterpart perform very similar to each other, with the Radeon card performing at 28.1 FPS in 1080p, and the GTX 950 aka the PS4 or the Xbox One performing at 30.9 FPS, which is a 9% difference when compared side by side. And even if you're not intending to play games with this system, this GPU also has the power to drive 4K displays, and for those of you who like to watch movies and view high resolution images, this GPU will be able to push the pixels you want to reveal the details you want to see. Seeing the capabilities with this sub $100 GPU, this makes it a great pairing with the Pentium G4560. For RAM and storage, I decided to go for 8GB of crucial DDR4 memory and a 500GB Seagate solid-state hybrid drive. Even today, most games are still running well with systems with only 8GB of system memory, and not only will games continue to benefit, but also your day-to-day applications because they too are starting to use as much memory as available to them. Now, I could have used a regular 1TB hard drive as primary storage, but honestly, 500GB is still more than enough to keep all of your games and personal information in one place, and with a small amount of SSD cache, this will accelerate loading times on the stuff that you access the most. And with both of these parts, some for $60, they won't only save you money, but you're also getting more for what you're paying for. Now because we're limited to a restricted budget, this build wants a low-cost plug-and-play motherboard, and for that, I added a Gigabyte B250M DS3H motherboard. For $60, this board has all the essential features you'll need, and not only are you limited to your SATA, USB, and your onboard fan connectors, but you're also getting an M.2 connector for super fast SSDs and 4 DRAM slots supporting up to 64GB of total memory capacity. With support for LG 1151 processors, this motherboard will work with the G4560, and for those of you who are wondering, hey, why couldn't you get an H110 motherboard instead? That's because A, I don't want you guys to run into compatibility issues, and 2, I wanted to give you guys some extra features just in case you plan on upgrading in the near future. With all the necessary features you're getting with this cost-effective motherboard, this makes it a great addition for this budget build. It will add extra value to it in the long run. To give all the components their power, the $33 EVGA 500W power supply is without a doubt another great choice to get the most value for the money. With the Pentium and the RX 460 paired together, the system is projected to use a little over 200 watts of power, and with improved energy efficiency from these components, they will also leave enough headroom for power-hungry parts in future upgrades. Now, to give these components a home, this build will be using a Corsair Speckle mid-tower case, and what I really like about it is that it gives all the features and necessities you need at a very low cost. Just like in ordinary cases, all of them support your hard drives, your solid-state drives, and almost any kind of motherboard. but there's also plenty of room in the inside for air ventilation, which can be helped by a 120mm pre-installed fan in the front. Now the one thing that really stands out about this case is that it is one of the only budget cases that I've seen that supports a window panel. Now normally this feature is reserved for higher quality cases because they charge you more to have a window, but after seeing how much you're getting with this case, not only does it add a premium look and feel to this build, but it also adds a great amount of value to what this build actually costs. Adding all of these parts together, we come to a grand total of $428.21, but even though it doesn't seem like it's worth a lot, how can you go wrong with these set of parts will not only allow you to play the games you want on the budget, but will also allow you to do other everyday tasks with a good sense of ease.
Now for those of you who have waited to see what kind of upgrades you can do with the system, here are my recommended options if you have an extra set of cash alongside your budget. With the CPU, the Pentium G4560 is a great performing processor given its price, but if you're willing to step up your game, you can swap the CPU for a higher end Core i5 7500 processor. For about $200, you're getting an extra set of cores in which many applications will benefit, and not only does this upgrade yield better frame rates and better system stability, but will also allow you to multitask a bit better than you can with the Pentium. For the video card, the RX 460 is another great choice if you're intending to play casual titles at high settings or AAA titles at medium settings, or if you're wanting to get more frames and better quality visuals, you can grab an AMD RX 580 or an NVIDIA GTX 1060 graphics card. With either one of these cards, they will both deliver the visuals that you always dreamed to get, and it also makes this GPU a great pairing with the Core i5 because of how well they perform together. Last but not least, I could not forget on how much some users like to download a crap ton of games onto their hard drive, and I realized that for anyone storing more than 3 AAA titles onto their hard drive, Seagate's 2TB hybrid drive is a great upgrade from the 500GB variant. With more than quadruple the hard drive space, this will allow you to download a whole bunch of content onto a huge pool of data, and at the end of the day, there's still enough storage to store your personal data for extra backup space. With these upgrades, this adds to a new total of $722.89, and with much better performance with these parts, you'll be able to run almost anything without having to worry about occasional frame losses or various bottlenecks.
So that guys will end the $420 budget build, and I hope you guys found this information very helpful to you. If it did, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and also hit that subscribe button to see more builds and other content coming from my channel. Thanks everyone, and good luck to you in your next PC build.